Okay, welcome to another narrated flight. This one is of my Twinstar. Today it is very windy. I'm flying with Keith and I'm flying with Dean. Up we go. Straight away you can see the wind starting to buffer the plane already. As soon as we get over the crest where the road is on the top, the wind just hits us. Today I have a new toy. I was around Keith's last night and we printed off and modified. It was sort of a 250 quad Mobius holder, and then modified it and fitted a tilt servo to it and put it on a 360 degree servo. So my new toy today is Tilt, which I haven't had on the Twinstar, but I was getting a bit bored of not being able to see much from it. You could either look straight forward, there we go, or you could look at the motor, or you could look at the tail, but you couldn't look down all the fascinating things you were covering ground wise, and you couldn't really see it because I was always looking out over the nose. So you're going to see lots of tilt action today. There we go. That's not fully down, but that's getting the idea. I'm just getting used to it. I've got it on the two sliders. I've got pan on the right hand slider on my Tyrannus and tilt on the left. Now I'm trying to use the throttle and rudder with my left hand while using the tip of the finger to do tilt, and I'm using my right hand obviously to do aileron and elevator with the tip of my index finger on the pan. As you see, as the flight goes on, it isn't a great long flight, but as the flight goes on I start getting the hang of doing it all at once and being a lot more smoother. So because I'm burning up the amps, I'm not going to go anywhere today. I'm going to stick fairly close by and see if I can just get some better shots than I normally get from down here. I haven't flown here for a while apart from the Sky Fun during the week, and I just want to get some nice shots, because that's all we can do in a windy day like this. Just stick close, burn up the amps, try and get some level-ish shots. So this is Redcar Gare, South Gare. Down there is the shipwreck that's currently underwater, that Keith didn't even know was there, and he doesn't believe it's there. I'll have to show him on Google Earth, because on one of my Sky Fun videos this week I put shipwrecks and seagull bird attacks. He didn't see the bird attack and he missed the shipwreck. So yeah. Yeah, it's definitely there. We've got two little mini harbours here. The problem is when we get over the fishermen's huts, the little green huts that were there, I get very close to a radar point, and then that's when your UHF starts going into failsafe. So I'm very paranoid about going past these huts. So generally, as soon as I get to this point, I always start turning around. There on the end of the peak there, that's where the radar is. The lovely new wind farm at Redcar. I know PK Surfing wants me to go and fly around them, but not feeling that brave yet with the luck I have with sea and planes. Today is a brave day. I'm actually flying over the sea with a plane, which doesn't normally happen, or when it does happen I don't have a plane to take home. But yeah, I've got the roll gain on a potentiometer for the MyFly Dream AP, because I knew how windy it was and I could trim it a bit. So now you can see it's a little bit smoother in the wind because I've been able to trim it. So now I'm back onto my new toy of the Tilt. There we go. Try and see if there's any cars worth chasing or anything. In the background there you can see SSI UK, which is where I'm working at. I think I'll go over and have a closer look at that, because it should be interesting. It's not exactly the most beautiful place on the planet, a steelworks, but it's interesting to look at either way. So I'll see how close I can get before I lose my picture, because as soon as you get over the boundaries on 5.8, 2.4 and 1.2, it wipes your picture out. There's no way of flying over the middle of that site. It's just not going to happen. I didn't realise it did it on 1.2 as well until this week. And then yeah, sure enough, as soon as I get near anything in particular, gone. It's probably to do with all the metal on there. It is a steelworks that's cut. There's iron ore everywhere. There's metal structures everywhere. And what you can see is the coke yards there. It's the coke ovens. It's beyond the 3 canisters sticking up. All that smoke. Oh, I didn't stick around very long, did I? All the smoke sticking up there was from the coke ovens. You saw a blast furnace there, but I decided to turn around. I think that was because my picture was getting wiped out. So that's why I've come back over again. It's pretty smooth. It's hard. It's easy work. Coming back up, burning a lot of amps, going back down again. Directly in front of us over the other side of the water is Hartlepool. That is the River Tees. I'm looking at the preview, but you can probably see some big loaders just out at the top of the shot now. I'll level off a bit. Coming back into the shot, but now I'm pointing my nose down. There's some loaders where we empty the ships. There they are. Those 2 big loaders. That's where my work starts. That's where we empty the ships from. So I'll come back up again, and try and get a better shot of these harbours without ending up in the drink. That would be nice. Loving the tilt so far, considering it's just on a cheapy 9-gram servo. It's doing really nicely. That's a nice shot. Shots like that I just haven't been able to do with this plane, so now it's opened up a new dimension for having a bit more fun and being able to enjoy the flight more. I think well, I'm not anywhere near the end of my battery. I haven't even used half of a light boy yet, and I've been kicking 20-30 amps. Fighting into the wind at some point, but it's chilly, it's windy, so I'm going to bring it in and then swap over to my quad, have a fly on my quad, and then take it back up again. So now I'm just going to bleed off a load of height, and then rather lazily, you can see in the shot, dead ahead in the shot, that's all flat-ish ground. I say ish. But I'm going to be totally lazy and I'm going to land it as close as I can to us, but there's nowhere flat to land, so I'm going to try and land it on like a bit of grassed ramp, and then hopefully bleed the speed off, land on the ramp, and then I've got like, I don't know, 20 foot to walk. So there's us in the shot there, sat on the edge of the little hill there. I'm going to plop it down a lot closer than this though. Fighting the wind. And here we go, on this path here, lovely. Lazy landing, but it worked. Cheers.